extraordinary night. 8-2 victory for Bayern Munich. Thomas Muller there was one of the star players, and we can hear from him. He's with Des Kelly.
Thomas, you got the man of the match ball. Congratulations. That wasn't a victory tonight. That was a complete destruction. How do you explain that?
Yeah, it's tough to explain. I think in this moment our team is in an incredible shape right now. Thank you for the man of the match trophy, but I think we have maybe 12 or 15 players more that deserve this trophy as well. We work so hard. We work with this intensity. I think for everybody out there, it's tough to beat us. We have so much fun today and at the moment together.
And it wasn't just any old team either. This is Lionel Messi,
that's right,
Barcelona.
For our style to play, it doesn't matter how the players, how the names of the players are. Of course, they have special players, and we have to be even more aggressive and even more, how should I say, come back in this situation again and again and again. When somebody make a pressing and get dribbled, it's not a problem. The next guy has to come and it gets dribbled, the next guy has to come, and there is a moment we catch the ball, and then we have so much talent, of course, in the offense line. Felipe comes in, Kingsley comes in, so yeah, we feel good. You can imagine we feel good after this result, after this match. It was very special, but we have to be quiet, we have to regenerate. And
it's frightening that you're saying you can become even more aggressive, but that's Barcelona's heaviest Euro defeat, definitely. They're trying to chase through the record books.
It's a little bit special. This tournament is special.
It's a big statement, though, isn't it, by Bayern?
Of course, there's a big statement, but I think the next game, the semi-final, starts with 0-0. Statement doesn't matter. I know the other teams watch our game, and they can be impressed or not, but it starts from 0-0, and we have to win the next game as well to reach our big goal, to reach the final. So we have to be quiet, we have to be calm, we have to be relaxed, also a little bit happy. Today we have to be very happy, but tomorrow morning when we wake up and we answer these whole messages on our phones from the home and the whole world, then we have to focus and concentrate on the next game. That's our business, and we are not here to win the quarterfinal, we are win the semi-final, we are here to win the final. And I know these tournament situations a lot, and most of the time after these big wins, it's more difficult. So we have to be careful.
An incredible night. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yeah, Barcelona completely mullered, weren't they, really? I mean, look at that scoreline there. It's just beggars belief, really.
He's great value. When you see him in press conferences or interviews, he's got a bit of funny side to him, but there's an element now. I've written down a few words: focused, the intensity, the mentality, team, aggressive. They're all the things that encapsulates that team. When you watch them and see the way they play, yes, there's deficiencies here and there in their team, but the fundamentals of that team are what you need to be a team that's going to go on and win things. They've done it in their domestic league, and things are looking on the up for.
And it all started with Muller's goal. It seems a long time ago, wasn't it? It was about 4 minutes in, wasn't it? And brilliant bit of football.
Yeah, I mean, they just, they can win the ball back, and that's the thing, they can play on the counter, but the precision, Perisic into Muller, a little set, another little set, fantastic. Bang, balls in the back, and that 1-0. And then it was really, you just thought there was going to be goals. I don't think we ever anticipated this many, but the quality of the goals was impressive as well.
Muller's disguise on that volley touch into Lewandowski, like, you can't underplay that. That is an unbelievable bit of skill. To see it, to disguise it, put the defender off and then get the other side of him was tremendous.
There was a decent volley for the second goal. It was albeit it was an own goal from Alaba. And,
but this is what we talked about, running in behind, deep runs running in behind this defence. They had an opportunity before this that they got away with, and then the second time it happened, this big space here, it's not about the centre forward in Suarez or Messi running into that. It's the full-back running in from deep, or a midfielder, and you'll get loads and loads of joy today. That's what happened. I think Neuer could probably have done better there,
Yeah, I mean, they were a bit shaky to start when they Bayern defensively, but I think once, Barca had a bit of intensity to start the game. Once that wavered off, they just got crushed.
You could see, couldn't you, even as early as that there were going to be a lot of goals in this game, the way both teams played.
Yeah, I mean, Rio made a good point. Both teams defend too high. So there's, and I just think with the space in behind for all these fabulous players, there's only, thing is, and Barca are trying to play out of areas, and that's where Bayern are fabulous now, winning the ball back in these areas. Look how quick, they win it back there, 20, 30 yards, it's a goal. It's in the back of the net. And Barca, they turned over possession in areas we don't normally think of. Xavi and Iniesta, they would have never lost the ball in those areas.
You said it when we was watching. That's Barca being Barca.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
But the high line gives you the opportunity to press high. It makes it that side of it easier, doesn't it?
I think that's what Hansi Flick's brought to this Bayern team, which almost is Pep Guardiola-esque. And then in these areas, the quality, Goretzka, Gnabry, it's unbelievable.
We highlighted Goretzka before the game. I was so impressed with him this game and what he done. He does things that look very basic, and they're not really things that you go, that's not an Instagram moment. He doesn't do any of that. There's no Instagram snapshots, but he does basics so well. The hard part of the game, the stuff that's hard to do, that people just take for granted, he does all that.
But look at where they're winning the ball back. Barca can't get out. That's one of the best teams we've ever seen. They can't get out, and Bayern just suffocate them, get the ball back. Okay, they win the second one there. Then they win that one, second balls, third balls. Yeah. But Muller gets across, and they just overran Barca. We said they didn't think they had enough power or pace. I don't think we thought the gap would be this big, and it was a gulf.
But they're playing silly football there.
Yeah,
there's silly passing out the back there. There's things that it's almost like fantasy football. This is where we're meant to play, and Barca played throughout the history, so we're going to keep to it. This is the Cruyff way. Sometimes you haven't got the players to do it, or the other team are pressing you so much you can't do it, so you've got to change a little bit.
Well, we didn't think we were getting two-legged games, but we kind of got two-legged halves, didn't we? Because both halves were won by Bayern Munich by 4-1.
Crazy. Again, relentless. Like you think you go 4-1 up in some games. We've played in games, you go 4-5-1 up, and you just chill. Just start playing it around the back.
But I suppose, you saw there was a glimmer of hope possible. This was a cracking goal, actually, that Suarez scored.
I mean, you love that touch from Jordi Alba there. How about that for a chop on Boateng? See you later. Honestly, just lost him.
He spun him on the dance floor.
How good a finish is that? But there just wasn't enough moments of those. And Bayern really made the point. Bayern defensively, they're not perfect, but that there is just quality from a fabulous finisher. But he just couldn't get enough service, Luis Suarez.
You've seen Suarez do that type of goal a lot of times, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a wonderful finisher. He
shapes up to put it in the far corner.
His legs are going there, aren't they? You can see it. His pace is kind of disintegrated.
Yeah, he's put in hard yards over the years. He's a player.
He's a fighter.
Yeah, he's a fighter. He's someone who every game meant the world to him, it seemed. And sometimes you run out of steam, but he's still got the quality.
You sort of knew something else would happen for Bayern Munich. And Alphonso Davies, this is special, isn't it?
I mean, the thing is, as a player, as a Barca player, nobody wants to get near him because they know what could happen. So Maida's probably the only one who thought, right, I can match you pace for pace. How about this? And we know he's quick, but how about a little shimmy there? Woof. See you later. And then Kimmich just glides by De Jong and...
It's uncalled for, what he just done there. It's out of order. It shouldn't be allowed, what he done. It's embarrassing.
I think if I was Semedo there, I'd say, can you take me off, please? I think I'm done for.
If I'm Semedo, I'd come off Instagram for a little while because that's just what he done there was just, it was very, very, it was, listen, and people say, he came over as a left winger. He should be a left winger. He'd be a great left winger. He's the best attacking fullback on the planet at the moment. Yeah. Let him breathe and live as the best attacker in fullback in the world. Yeah. He was amazing today. Yeah,
he's so talented, isn't he? He really is. Lewandowski eventually got in on the act. I mean, 5-2 without a goal, which was... but here it is, number 54 of this quite remarkable season.
He was probably getting frustrated at this point because he wasn't on the score sheet and he's got records to break. And that's the thing that I saw in this team today. There was players coming off the bench with something
offside,
to prove. Yeah, I thought he was offside, to be fair.
They had a look, obviously, and they haven't shared the lines and all this stuff with us. But
if you look at it, though, that's the substitute coming off the bench. Coutinho on loan from Barca. Yeah. He comes on, scores 2, sets up 1 as well. Yeah. Coman came on, was flying up and down the pitch. Like, these guys, it's
Lucas
not about...
What
not chilling.
Does he say about the recruitment, everything around Barcelona at the moment, that Coutinho comes on and scores 2 goals against his former club? Well, his club, it's still his club, but he's obviously on loan.
No. Well, he's still a fabulous player, but I love this one. Messi getting, Bayern still working so hard. The cruising in the game, win the ball back. and Coutinho comes on. As you said, we know he's a fabulous player, but he's a squad player in this Bayern Munich team. Muller's form has just been outrageous, but he came on and played great. And Rio makes a point. You got Coman, you got Perisic, you got Coutinho, you got Lucas Hernandez, you got Tolisso. They've got so many fabulous players to come off the bench.
I've got my abacus out, and I think this is number 8.
But this is the thing. It's 8 goals there. Yeah, you're in the semis already. Yeah. You'd think you'd take your foot off the gas. These guys are just like, I keep saying it, relentless. They're just on it the whole time, not giving the team a chance to breathe. And this is an ominous sign for the opposing teams in the tournament, because it seems to me that they feel, listen, we might concede a couple, but we will outscore anyone in this tournament. That's the way that these guys seem to be playing.
They will if they keep scoring 8.
Yeah, and we said before the game, a team that had Ribéry and Robben for so many years and relied so heavily upon them, there's no one talking about them in Bayern Munich now, like you think they would have been, because 2 big players leaving it. You think of the big players that leave clubs over the years, there's a hangover. There hasn't been one, really, has there?
It's an astonishing turnaround from where they were last season, and even at the beginning of this season, though, wasn't it? Because we saw them, Liverpool pulled them apart last season, and then this year they've come around and struggled at the start of the season, but since Christmas...
Well, I think Rio makes a good point of the fact, Robben and Ribéry, they're trying to chase getting these fabulous athletes, but all of a sudden now, Kimmich is almost the wide man now, and Davis on the other side, and the wild players are coming inside, joining Lewandowski, and that's where all the goals are coming from. They have so many weapons. They control the game in the middle of the park. They've got pace, they've got power. They just have Lewandowski in the form of his life, Muller in the form of his life. I think Bayern are just, the blend is perfect. I think about Liverpool in the Premier League, and they get the blend right with, they got Van Dijk back there with Alisson. Bayern have the blend as good as anyone in the Champions League, and that's why I think they're going to be hard to stop.
Even that, we didn't even touch on it there, but the Alphonso Davies run, that's fullback setting up fullback to score. Yeah. You're doing something right when you're doing stuff like that in a game, and it's expansive, open football, and it's to watch. I mean, going forward, they're a joy to watch.
They certainly are. There are plenty more to discuss, but...